Hey guys, it's Damien. I'm back. I've got a new video tonight. I'm actually going to be posting several videos tonight. It may take a few hours for them to upload, but I will have a handful of videos that I'm actually going to be responding to some questions from my subscribers. Unfortunately, I've been unable to do a handful of videos lately. I've been traveling and I just got back in town, but I do have a list of videos I will be making, sorry about that, tonight. So let me get right to it. As you know, I like to get to the point with my videos. I don't want to ramble on. This question is actually about, one of my viewers asked, how long was it until you first got your first sale, or how long basically will it take for your products to take off? That is kind of an open-ended question. The only thing about that is it depends on how badly you want to promote that product. And what I mean by that is what I'm going to explain to you. So, okay. As you may know, may or may not know, I own a candy and snack company. My wife and I started it very, very small. We started locally, and then we developed it into a business that we do online. So we actually sell worldwide now. We have stores on Amazon, Etsy, eBay. At one point, we had them on Bonanza too. And we also have the brittlebox.com, which is the name of our candy company. So we have roughly 400 to 500 different products. We make almost all of those. We do offer some bulk products, and we do a handful of different things. So, get to the point really quick. How long did it take me to get my first sale? Well, I started on eBay. I started with roughly about 12 items. We owned a brick and mortar retail bakery, an Italian bakery. We did gelato, we did breads, cookies and pastries, etc., etc. So we opened. Now it's been roughly, it's about 8 years ago. We did our eBay store. And we started to sell roughly 10 to 12 items. Now, when I first started this business, I knew nothing about promoting or selling products online. I was into retail. I worked retail for 24 years prior to opening my own business. I did it out of high school and went through college and all that good stuff. So it's been a long time that I've been in the food retail business prior to me opening my own business. So when I posted products on eBay, when I first started out, I didn't know anything about social media, about promoting a product. How does that work? Search engine optimization, keywords, and all of the things that I've learned over the past nearly 10 years of doing this. Now, it was not something that I knew a lot about. So it took some time to really get sales going. I started to get my first sales within a month or two, but it was just a few sales, okay? It wasn't nothing that I was ready to jump up and down about. Nowhere's near to what we do now. But when I first started, what I began to do is to figure out, how do I promote a product when I post it online? And it was actually a really good question that this gentleman asked me, or this viewer asked me, about how do you know, or how long will it take? Okay, so the one kind of the myth that a lot of people think is that you can take a product, you could post it on Amazon, you post it on eBay, you do the best keywords that you could do, you can make a great title, great description, good photos, and then you sit back and you're kind of just waiting for things to start selling. That's not really how it works, to be honest with you. Okay? Nowadays, of course, there are a lot of ways that you can promote products. There are companies that can promote stuff for you, but I would say if you're starting out, do not spend money, time, or effort, or energy having a company do it for you. You should really learn, and you should really know how to promote these things yourself. And if you get so big to the point where you don't have time to do it yourself, then hire a company to do it. Okay? So let me break it down for you. So you have a product. We're just going to call it product A. Okay? Product A, it's a food product. It could be a snack, anything, it doesn't matter. Okay? Now, product A is something new. Okay? Something that you are making yourself. You're not necessarily reinventing the wheel. If you've got a seasoned nut, a line of nuts, and it's non-GMO, it's all natural maybe, it's got no preservatives and stuff like that, it makes it unique, but there may be somebody else out there that's selling something very similar or the exact same item. Okay, so how do you promote that product? How do you get it into the the top of search engines, especially with Google, or if you're on Etsy or Amazon? They have their own algorithms. They have their own search engines within themselves that have nothing to do with Google. Okay, so how do you promote that? Well, from what I've learned is I'll take product A. I'll make a great listing. You put your pictures up, okay? You've got your keywords, okay? So now it's up and active, and it's on Amazon. Let's just use that because that's one of my big selling platforms. I'll use that as an example. So now it's up there. Okay, so now Amazon has it in their system. That's great. That's good. Okay, your description is maximized, which means basically the description below, not the title, but the description itself has a lot of information about your product to help customers locate it on Amazon. Okay, that's good. I highly recommend that before you do any of these listings, you need to have a presence on social media. Okay, you need to have an account with Facebook. You need to have one with Pinterest. You need to have one with Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and if you don't have a blog of some kind, even if it's a basic, simple blog, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out how to make one. You can definitely make one easily. Make a blog. Okay, the more exposure, I guess you want to say, you want to get that product. You want to give it exposure on all of these social medias, including some type of platform with a blog, the better off you're going to be at having customers find your products, okay? Now, once you've made this listing, social media has to be a priority, okay? Now, keep in mind, it's going to take time. This stuff doesn't happen overnight. There are videos on YouTube, and I'm just going to give you my opinion. There's a lot of videos of guys talking about they're selling stuff. They went from zero in 30 days. They went from $0 to 7 million, 5 million. It's baloney, to be honest with you. It's baloney. Nobody does anything in 1 month and makes $7 million a month. And if you believe that, I've got some land on the moon I'd be happy to sell you, okay? A lot of these videos are full of BS, okay? And I'm not going to start using profanities and stuff, but it's just garbage. It's baloney. This has taken years and years for me to build up the business to where I am now. And with over nearly 20 to 30,000 followers throughout all of our social media, and the amount of business and the type of business that we're doing now every month, this didn't happen overnight. Okay. If you're wanting to start a product and you want it specifically a food product, and nobody knows you from Adam, and they don't know your product, they don't know your brand, it's going to take time for them to find you. But it can happen, and there's ways to do it. But it ain't going to happen in a month. So if that's what you think this video is about, you might as well just turn the video off because that's not how it works. So create social media accounts on all of those platforms that I just mentioned, okay? Once you've made your listing, you've got your product listing, many of these platforms have built into the listing itself a social media icon button, okay? What that is that you basically press that button once you've established an account. You press that button, it will take you to your specific social media account. Let's just say Twitter. You need to begin to post this product on Twitter. And I highly recommend that if you're using social media, use hashtags and use hashtags quite liberally, liberally throughout. Be very liberal about how you use them all over your descriptions and your keywords. And what I mean by that is the following. So for instance, you're selling chocolate chip cookies, okay? And I always use these cookies just as an example. You make chocolate chip walnut cookies, okay? And that's your claim to fame, and you can make them taste amazing, and you know you're going to sell a ton of them, as an example, okay? So, your chocolate chip cookies, and you sell them 24. You get 24 cookies, and this is your listing, okay? So this is how your listing looks. Chocolate chip cookies, 24 cookies, and then you put walnut and all that stuff. Remember that the first few words of a listing and the first few words of your keywords are the most important words in your description, period. Okay? Your title, your description, your keywords. It always starts in the beginning. What it trails off to in the end doesn't really matter as much. Okay? All the algorithms in these systems, the algorithms in Amazon, the algorithms in Etsy, then the ones in Google, they always go off of the first couple or first few words. Okay? They're super key. Key important. So now, this is your description, and you want to tweet this. You have a Twitter account. That's great. You want to tweet this. This is how I do it, and I actually handle all of our social media as well, because I just don't see the time. I don't see the reason to spend the money and having another company do it for me. I do about 1 to 2 hours a day, every single day, except for the day that I'm off, which is one day. So chocolate chip cookies, you want to hashtag that. And you want to bring this, you want to bring the word chip right next to chocolate. It has to be a fluid, consecutive words. These have to be put together. So when you want to tweet this, you want to do a hashtag and then the name of your product. And then if you've got something like the word cookie in there, then you want to add that as well with the hashtag. Okay? And then you send that to Twitter. Then you do the same thing and you send it to Facebook. You send it to Tumblr. Everywhere now in the past probably 6 to 8 months, every single social media post that I do has some form of hashtags with those specific keywords describing my product. And hopefully that makes sense. Basically, you're going to post this information with hashtags. And that has a huge effect, huge ripple effect when people begin to look for chocolate chip cookies, or if they're looking for cookies, okay? Or if they're looking for something sweet. Any of these keywords. We make a lot of candies, so we have hashtag candy, hashtag gourmet candies, etc., etc. And I post these on social media specifically that way. And I got to tell you, it's had a huge impact on my business. I do these little experiments every now and then where I'll take a specific 2 or 3 products, I'll hashtag them like crazy over the span of a week. And I notice that their sales have been made repeatedly and quite frequently, increasingly over and over for those products that I hashtagged, as opposed to just sending them to social media. Okay? So this is all important. Again, if you're looking to start a product, start a food company, and you have 1 or 2 or 3 products, a handful of things that you want to start, social media will be the platform that will get you recognized by customers or potential customers to come into your shop. Okay. So, and again, if you're selling on Amazon, you can do this. You're selling on Etsy or eBay, you can still do this. And I would highly recommend that if you're in some type of commercial setting, not necessarily a cottage kitchen, but a commercial setting, to have your own website. Traffic to your own website will pick up when you start to sell on these other platforms. So, anytime you start sending products or you start sending posts, you send a post over to a social media, hashtag it like crazy. I'm going to tell you right now, it has a big impact on your sales and the ability to have customers find your stuff. Okay? So, can you make money? The customer, the subscriber asked, can you still make money if you have just one product? And how would you get that promoted? And how do you know at what point in time will you begin to? Okay, the short answer to that is you don't know. Every product has its own kind of time frame. Some products are more popular. It could be dependent upon season. My business does, of course, like any business, in the fourth quarter, near the holidays, picks up dramatically. So much so that we get so busy in the fourth quarter, we literally have to close our stores within about the week and a half to 2 weeks before Christmas, because we've been inundated with so many orders, I literally can't fill them fast enough. So, and I'm not telling you that to brag, I'm just telling you that there's a point in time where a certain product sells better, so you need to be aware of that. During the summertime, we've actually picked up with our chocolate pretzels and chocolate-coated products because we know how to pack, ice pack, and ship chocolate-covered items during the summertime. There's a lot of companies that steer away from that because they don't want to deal with having to pack ice products and all that. We don't have any problems with that, and we've picked up tremendous amount over the past 3 or 4 months of business because a lot of companies won't sell chocolate items, but I'll sell them year-round. You just have to understand how to pack them right, and we do. So there's a lot of stuff that can be seasonally driven. There's a lot of stuff that can be temperature driven, even. So you got to know all this. And when you know it off the bat, right off when you start, no, I didn't know this stuff when I started. It took me years to get this right. You don't even want to know what happened when I first started this business. How many chocolate items, how many items got broke, and how many items weren't packed right, et cetera, et cetera. But if you're determined enough and you want to make your business work, you learn how to do it and you do it, period. So, again, you can make money off of one product. Yes, that is true. Are you going to sell 10,000 units in 30 days? I don't buy any of that stuff. That's baloney. So, especially if it's food products, you have to know, in order for that to happen, all of the pieces have to fall into place in 30 days, and there's no such thing. If you're selling a food product, you have to know the demographic of the shopper, the age, the gender. Is it a seasonally driven product? What time of the year are you selling it? Does it need to have ice packs? Can you ship it efficiently? How small is it? How much does it cost to ship? It goes on and on and on. Okay? So in order for that to happen, it's going to take time. So Is there a specific time frame to know when your product will take off? No. Because there's too many variables, there's too many factors, bottom line. So I hope this information helps you out to understand the basics on how to get a product started, but understand that it is a realistic goal to know that it's going to take time to build your company. If you're looking to sell like 10,000 items, 10,000 units of one product, and then you're going to get out of the business or something, it's like a one-shot deal, that's not how it works. If you want to build a business, build a brand, and then begin to expand on it. I didn't start with 400 or 500 products. I started with 12. We now have over 600 on Amazon, and within FBA, I've got nearly 100 now. And as I mentioned in some of my videos, our goal is to have 200 by the end of the year. We're on track right now to do that. So I hope this video helped you out. If it didn't, give me a thumbs up anyways, and ask me a question. Ask me a question about the video content, and I'll be happy to respond. And also check out again Marketing Food Online 2. I have a few videos I will be putting up there tonight. Unfortunately, I have been traveling, so I did not have enough time to put together a bunch of videos over the past couple of weeks. And again, if you know anybody that's going to start a food business, send them my video or let them know about my channel. And I appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching.